Welcome back to the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City on VegasOnNetRadio.com, live streaming video over at SinCityBounty.com. For those of you who are listening to the podcast, thank you very much for downloading us and listening to us. You can get all of our future episodes by subscribing over at iTunes, or you can just keep up with us on a regular basis by going over to our Facebook, the Sin City Bounty, facebook.com/SinCityBounty, and Alexia, Sierra, that's Alexia. I'm Alexia. Sierra and Sweet Cheeks also have their own Facebook pages, so you can go see their individual and happenings in town. We have in the studio with us the incomparable, which I've been calling her all day, Desiree Divine, who now has she's retired from, for those of you who know Desiree Divine, otherwise, she's retired.
From that business.
From that
one, but she's got a whole new one.
Slew of them.
And we love it. We love it.
This is my better half, Charles. His first time he's been here.
Hello.
Oh, Charles, we got a few questions for you. Did she warn you about us?
No.
You didn't?
No, because then I think he would have come.
Why do you people do that to us?
He's so shy.
It's not they don't do it to us. They do it to them.
Yeah. He would have been
shy.
He's already nervous
I have a
to be
really
here.
important question for you.
Uh-oh.
Do you have a name for your Willie?
Yes, he does.
Oh.
I named it.
She named it.
You named it? What is it?
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
From the Matrix movies?
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Anderson.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's funny.
Did he name your hoo-ha?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, you don't do that? You don't personalize?
I haven't, no.
No, this is what he calls her hoo-ha. Mine.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Now, do you have a name for yours?
I just call her my good girl.
Oh, that's a cute little name.
Good girl.
How about the breastises? Do you have a name for those?
No, I had toggled with some throughout the years, but nothing really stuck.
Okay.
You know, everybody calls them something different. I'm just like...
Some people call them fun.
Yeah.
She calls them
Fun bags.
my eyes are up here. That's what she calls them. My eyes are up here.
I call them my dirty pillows, my fun bags, whatever.
Favorite shirt I ever owned had tiny little print right here, right on the front of the shirt, right where a logo would go. And it was tiny little print, and you'd have to squint to look at it and really get down into it. It said, "Stop staring at my tits."
I knew that shirt.
I never had a name for my tits.
You have a name for your ass, though?
I should. It has its own zip code.
Word.
It has its own zip
You
code.
should just call it giraffe.
It might get a sore throat.
It might. I don't know. I got a pulled muscle in it right now.
Oh.
That's terrible.
I know.
So how did that happen?
Yeah.
From all her whoring.
Well, we're going to do ketchup. Save it for the ketchup.
There we go.
Save it for the ketchup.
I'm so
let's do one of two things. One, we can start with Desiree and do the interview now, or we can go through some of the news stories
Let's
that I
go
found.
through some of the news stories.
Let's talk-
Because
yeah.
Desiree will like those.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get some.
And I got a lot to talk about. I got a lot
Okay.
going on.
We'll catch you. Well, then we'll do Desiree after the club update.
Okay, so one of the very first ones I want to talk about, which is ones that got your guys' goat when I was mentioning it,
Oh, Lord.
is there's a new dating site called Carrot Dating. Carrot. C-A-R-R-O-T. As in...
Dangle the carrot.
Dangle the carrot?
Yes. And the business model is that users will trade bribes for dates. You sign up, and then you get to choose a gift from the site that you would pay for, and then offer it to somebody else on the site to make them go out with you.
And what kind of gifts are on this that you can purchase?
Anything from flowers to dinner to plastic surgery.
You know that they have another site similar to that, except I think it's called What's Your Number or something. And the guys, or, you know, vice versa, the girls, they pretty much pay a certain amount. They send you an offer for the same thing, to go out to dinner, to date you.
Well, isn't dinner a date anyway? I don't...
Yeah, that's
But
what I
they
was...
pay you to go out with them, pretty much.
So I could bribe... Here's what I'm going to say. You could take me out, and I'll let you look at my fat ass. That's a bribe for you. Okay?
Well, here's my thing. One of the bribes on there is dinner, but isn't that kind of part of going on the date? Is buying
Right,
dinner?
but you know, in today's fucking dating world, no, it's not
That's
part
right.
of the
You're
shit.
right.
That's true.
Okay?
That's true.
It's dating now sucks ass.
Yeah, I've kind of heard that most men would rather go to your house on the first date.
Yeah, so they can
Right.
Yeah,
jump into
try
bed.
to.
They want to get their jollies off. But most men these days also believe that a first date can lead to a relation. First time, sex on the first date can lead to a relationship. That's how
Yeah,
most
it
guys
doesn't
are programmed
necessarily
these
mean
days.
if you screw somebody on the first or second date that she's loosey-goosey and off.
So this site, which is only available via mobile app on your iPhone
Yeah, 'cause
or
it's
Android right now, is getting a lot of commentary on it because it is quote unquote prostitution, or it seems like it, or very close to it.
You know what? They're just
Except-
calling it something different. POF and Craigslist and all of those are the same thing.
They are all the same thing.
It's all the same
Except when Carrot opened its doors, launched its app just a couple weeks ago, October 21st. Within 3 days, it had 45,000 paid users.
What?
Wow.
I want to know what the ratio of men to women is on that.
And can you search by BBW?
Yeah, a lot of sites right now, like on POF, which I consider plenty of fuckery, they don't allow you to search by
Now
body
you can.
size. Oh, now you can.
In fact, I just filled out a profile for a friend, and on the part where it says, what are you looking for, it does say only date BBWs.
Really?
So yeah, they've changed it some.
But is that on the search criteria or just in the
I'll be honest with you, I haven't searched in a long
application?
time, but
Right.
Yeah.
people find it that way.
Because it was when the last time I was on there, and I only usually when I was doing like FanFest and club stuff is I go on POF and then chat people up because I put it in my profile that I do these things, and then they didn't allow you to search by like body type. I know that when you fill out the profile, you have to put your body type in there.
Well, and it also asks now what body type you're looking for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But does that only matter like when they send you your matches or whatever that is that they
I don't
do?
know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know, but I do know.
Those
what
are
they
all
ask.
bullshit. I hated this. I had plenty of fuckery. Hate that site. I'd
P to the O to the
burn
fuck
that
off and
fucker down if it
die.
had a
I
building.
say if you're looking for a quick lay, Craigslist. A quick lay, Craigslist is the best place to go.
Then we call it a Craig lay.
Craig
Craig
Lay.
lay.
According to the article that was written about Carrot, your website, What's Your Price, is mentioned. It's a dating auction site.
Yeah, but I mean, if there is a site that should be considered prostitution, that would be it. I mean, they literally
It's a
send you an offer.
site, so you.
Well, they
the
send you an
best
offer.
you take.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, my offer
It's
better
the
be
exact
about
opposite of the
10
guy.
Well, they consider it a bid. They bid on you, which is what they send you.
Wow.
It's your offer, because when you get the email, you're like, you have an offer, and it's a bid from somebody.
So is this the Vag Bay, like the vagina part of eBay?
I think so. And I think that's what they should call it, vagbank.com.
Okay, so since we're talking about online dating, the next article I found was the worst city for online dating by AskMen.com. Take a guess. I already told you guys.
Yeah,
So
we
no,
already know.
Take a guess at what the worst city
I guess
is.
it would be Las Vegas. Las Vegas is literally the worst city for dating I've ever been to. And I've been to 48 states in this here continental United States. And I have never seen such fuckery as I've seen in the city. Just
Okay.
getting that out there.
That's true. Come on. I
I had to go to the Bay to find a man.
Yeah, I had to go. I had to. My guy doesn't even live in Las Vegas.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
Other than I have commitment issues.
Right. Charles, do you have a guess at what city might be the worst for online dating?
I don't really.
No?
I
Any guess?
go with them and say Las Vegas. I don't really know too much about dating in Las Vegas or anything at all. So
Charles is a long-term committer. His last relationship was 9 years.
9 years ago?
Well,
or
9 years
no,
long.
9 years.
For 9 years?
Long.
And then a
9 years
week, and then
long.
me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so according to Ask Me Magazine, the number one worst city for online dating is St. Louis, Missouri.
And I can see that because St. Louis is also known as a good family city, so most of the people there are already married. So it would be terrible.
Where does Vegas
dating.
fall in that line?
And it's followed by, number 2 was Washington, D.C.
I knew it.
That's because
I knew
everybody
it.
there is a criminal.
Oh, well, that
Or
man,
family.
that
Or-
man that I did the walk of shame with at the Halloween party was from Washington, D.C.
And
he
they're
was
all
married.
politicians, right? Almost
Yeah,
everyone there.
exactly,
Is either a
criminals.
lawyer or a
All
politician.
I know is, like, he was a Republican.
Number 3 was Columbus, Ohio.
Because nobody lives there.
You know, in a couple of these places, I wonder if they're the worst because people there don't really use the internet. So if they don't really use the internet, then I mean they're kind of. No offense to anybody in St. Louis or Columbus, but they're kind of backwoods, and still aren't like up to this era.
4 was Scottsdale, Arizona.
Scottsdale's muckety muck people.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
'cause that's
retired.
That's why.
That's geriatric city.
In Arizona, they call that place Snotsville.
yeah.
Because they
Okay.
are full of snobs and stuck-up
Well, I
fuckers.
used to live there, I used to live in Mesa, which is like just below Scottsdale.
yeah.
And yeah, it's literally the Beverly Hills
Of
of Arizona.
Yes.
I mean, they're actually plastic surgery ranks higher in Scottsdale than it does in Hollywood.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's statistics. You can look that up.
5 was Pennsylvania, Philadelphia.
Again, backwoods, nobody lives there.
What?
No.
People live in Philly.
Yeah, but
We get the Philly cheesesteak from there. What are you talking about?
I get my Philly cheesesteak from Pops. I don't know
Right,
about the
and you
rest
know
of
what? The worst Philly cheesesteaks I've ever had, and I am a Philly cheesesteak connoisseur, come
Philly.
from Philly. And don't you fucking put Cheese Whiz on my shit. I'm gonna put you in the fucking throat. What do you mean?
Although
Cheese
that
Whiz?
is the traditional way to eat.
I know, but I don't like it.
And then 6 through 10 is Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Newark, New Jersey, San Bernardino, California, San Antonio, Texas, and St. Paul, Minnesota.
So Vegas doesn't list
Vegas,
anywhere on
not
there?
not in the top
Wow.
10.
You know why? Because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Nobody knows about the shitty
Nobody
dating
wants
here.
to talk about it.
Except there's an article done by the Romance Files website that says the ugly truth about dating in Vegas, calling it one of the worst places for dating.
I agree.
Horrible.
It is
Oh,
terrible.
it is. I'll tell you all about
We
it.
get a bunch of drug rehabbers, and I have like this terrible, horrible, like most people, I am like the KKK against rehabbers.
So this article is written by the Romance Files themselves, and this is the first line of the article. Dating in Las Vegas can be best described as a jungle full of lifeless creatures that have only one purpose, and that purpose is to suck the life out of any human being that it comes into contact with.
Oh my god.
Word.
Perfect.
It is. It sums it up right there. Forward that shit to me. I'm gonna pass it out.
So here are the reasons why it's a horrible place to date. Number 1, it's a transient city.
Yep, number one.
Makes sense.
And for those of you who don't know what transient means, that people moving in and out.
Google it, you dumb fuck. Only smart people listen to this
It
show.
is not unusual for you to know someone one day and then have them vanish the next.
For many, many reasons, and not just because they moved away.
Reason number 2 is the town is full of flaky people.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
so true.
that really is true.
Why do flaky people come to Vegas?
Because it's a transient town.
It's the no call no show. It's the city of the no call no show.
I have been stood up by a guy on our third date.
What?
Third date?
Third
Our
date?
third date, and he stood me up. And he hasn't even, and this was years ago, but he never once called me after that. Not even when my friends went in and like beat the shit out of him at the bar we knew he hung out
We
at.
didn't hit him or anything, but we tore him down a peg or two in front of his friends.
Of course, they come out going, "Did you key his car? Did you key his car?" I didn't key his car.
Reason number 3 is it is a city of vices already, like gambling, prostitution, and the latest designer drug.
Which is bath salts, I believe.
Anybody who is weak-minded or looking for
Gonna eat
trouble,
your face.
you're going to find them in Vegas.
Well, you notice that whenever somebody gets in trouble someplace in the country, you always hear they were picked up in Vegas.
Yeah, because
Hell,
you know,
frickin' who's the guy from the cult? Jeff.
Cold.
Yeah, you know which one? The one that married all the young kids.
Branch Davidian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was picked up in Vegas. God, his name's on.
Well, I
there.
think,
Didn't the 9/11 guys come to Vegas to party
Yes,
before they got on their
before they went.
They planned 9/11 at the Hilton, for God's sakes.
I think
While they were
that,
hiring hookers.
people come to Vegas because it's Sin City. Like, everybody that doesn't actually live here. Like, before I moved here, I'd only known the Strip and, like, downtown, Fremont Street, right? So I didn't know that. I mean, most people don't even know Vegas is a real city. They don't even realize there's schools and, like, shit
Yeah, suburbs.
outside of
There's
the
suburbs,
Right.
yeah.
They're like, oh, Vegas. And they only think the Strip and trouble and cocaine and prostitutes. Like, shit like
on a
that,
hooker's
right?
ass.
Exactly.
The next reason why Vegas is one of the worst places to date is its tranny headquarters.
Why
Oh,
is that
that's
true?
true.
Well, yeah, there are a lot of trannies.
Because
A lot of trannies. In
And we
fact,
can all blame Frank Marino for that.
In fact, when Power Exchange was still open, like, You couldn't even go
No,
there.
it was all
The
trannies.
trannies were like bullies. They were like, "This is our shit." They were like,
I'm not changing the subject, but is the Power Exchange totally closed, or have the new owners reopened it?
I'm not sure,
Oh.
but the last I heard that it was shut down,
Gotcha.
and there was a lawsuit pending.
So the next reason is and this part is entitled baggage claim. Everybody here has baggage.
That's because
Everybody.
Well, and most people leave their baggage someplace else.
What-
and try
what
to
number
come here
was
to
that?
Get away from it.
what number was that? The baggage claim?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's because of 1 through 4.
Whether it's divorce, war, financial robbery, or just plain drama, no doubt you'll be meeting
But
them.
I think everybody
in
now has some kind of baggage.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
everybody
has
in our
baggage.
era has, or that exists in today's world has baggage.
Well, because that's the thing is to have baggage. I mean, look at the Kardashians, for God's sake.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So number 6 is everybody here is an attention whore.
That's true.
I am. I have to.
Everybody here thinks they're going to make it big. They're trying to get attention. They're trying to push forward their own agenda.
I'm kind of the opposite of that. I like to do things, but I don't really like the attention. I don't know, like, when me and my previous partner were partners in business, that was kind of her thing. Like, I just like to do the background stuff. I'm not really...
Not me. Give me a stage, give me a microphone, and get me naked, and I'm all about it.
Such a whore.
And then 7 and 8, I'm not sure if I agree with these, but number 7 is there are just scandalous women and men in this town.
There are.
Where
heard that
they're
a lot.
only out to steal your shit after they have sex with you.
But wait a minute. I want to make right now. I am not scandalous. No, I am not scandalous.
No,
I
but-
am not stealing nothing.
You may not be, but I know personally of at least one scandalous fucking whore who
I'm
has...
sitting right here.
No, she's
Jesus.
she's a girl that I've known since she was before a teenager, okay? Since I've known her since she was, prepubescent. Once she got her boobs, she has never paid for a single thing in her entire fucking life.
But does
She's
she
had
steal
free-
it, or does she just manipulate men out of it?
Both.
I think it's kind of the same, isn't it?
She is...
No.
No, it's not.
It's different.
It's deceptive.
Stealing is deceptive and wrong.
You don't know that I'm
horrible.
going in your
Would it be
bathroom and cleaning
would
you
it be the
out.
difference between the carrot dating site and the
I
what's
think
your
if
price
you
dating
it's just
site?
kind of like
the difference between a turd sandwich and a pile of shit. That's
Well,
all it
hey,
is.
Not really.
So I
One comes
was
with
in the
bread.
adult industry for many years, right? It's a relationship that you enter to knowing what it is. If you the thing that makes things shitty is when people try to string along your emotions and tell you, deceive you in a way that it's like you're gonna have a relationship, but that's not really what they want. They're just there because you're taking care of them.
So here's the thing. So if a guy, let's go back into the days when people were con artists and they would, I'm gonna sell you a bridge in Brooklyn for whatever fucking money, and they would con people into giving them money. That's stealing. They manipulated those
Right.
people into giving them that, knowing full well that they had absolutely no intention of returning anything. This girl knows. Within a week, she'll have a guy buying her a car, moving her into his house, buying her new clothes and jewelry.
But see,
And then within a month, she's done with him because she's found the next one. And then she moves on and
but
moves
the
on.
guy's stupid for doing that. I mean, you
But
can't blame the girl for
I've
making.
known guys like that too.
Well, that's
Well,
okay,
it
then the
depends
other
on
person is stupid and the
how
they're
they
not
go
getting what
into
they
it again.
want.
Like if the girl is like, oh yeah, we're gonna be together and I'm
I
gonna
love
be
you, you're
yours
the best sex I've ever had.
Right.
Blah blah blah.
If she's deceptive and manipulative, that's one thing. That is a con
Scandalous.
artist. But if lots of guys, especially guys that I've encountered throughout the years, they want to be the Captain Save a Hoe. Like that's their thing.
Right.
And they continue to find new hoes to save. Like that's their thing. They just move from one hoe to the next and be like, oh,
But then those are the
But
guys that are
that's
also
not like-
bitching about, all these goddamn women that I date,
Right,
and
but
they're always whores.
there's
and
obviously
da, da, da.
something wrong. Like, okay, and my theory, especially since I've been in the adult industry for so long, there's something wrong with everybody in that world. Like, not a bad wrong, but like something a little off in all of us. Like, a normal, healthy, okay, I don't believe in normal, so I should say a semi-healthy individual can't detach and do the things that I did. It's not commonplace.
Right.
You know? So, and guys, obviously, if they have that captain save-a-hoe mentality, there's something wrong with them as well. Like, everybody, you're obviously not in a healthy state. You have a codependency issue. Like, there's something, you need people to need you. Like...
But this is not, they're talking about stealing from somebody. Right. If you get into a situation, a female with a male, and there's an exchange of whatever... and that person wants to buy you a car or buy you some jewelry, that's not the same as your wallet's on the nightstand, and when you go to piss, I take all the money out of it.
Well, she would do that too.
That's stealing. See, I would never in a million years.
Well, and I think manipulating someone into giving you something that you know full well in 3 months you're not going to be with them because you have no intention of being with them in 3 months. I've considered that stealing too. That's conning some person out of their money.
I think that's on them.
Now the guy is an idiot for doing it, especially when you find out later that it's happened to him 3 times before Superho showed up. Then okay, well, I don't feel so bad for you because you're a fucking moron, but. I still think it's wrong that women use their sex to get the things that they want to get.
But guys already know, though.
Yeah,
guys already know. Right? Yeah. And the thing is obviously there's something wrong with them that they allow that. People treat you the way that you allow them to treat you. You teach people how to treat you.
Speaking of, and the last reason why, no, it goes right into the thing that you just said about men allowing that to happen. Goes into the very last one. In Vegas, there are too many men who are submissive to women, or simps.
Yeah. Simps.
He is all about rolling out the red carpet with any woman he meets. He does too much too soon. He is the type of guy who will take a woman to dinner, a night spot, and shopping on the first date, and the woman is to the woman who is out to take a man for all that he has got, he is a dream man.
Why haven't I found this man yet?
I went on 2 dates with a guy like that. That was No-Eye Dave. Do you remember No-Eye Dave?
No-Eye Dave.
No-Eye Dave. Buy you a car.
That's funny.
He wanted to buy me a car and buy me tickets to U2, the U2 concert that year.
To the woman of high moral character, he is the man who is a turnoff.
Yeah, I have had that several times, actually. And it's really kind of overwhelming because they're like, oh, I just want to do all this for you. And I guess for me, I always kept a very, distinct line between personal and business. And I don't want you to do things for me personally. Like, I'm not going to be in a relationship with you. Ever.
But, okay, so let's define when you see an ad that says girlfriend experience.
Right. Well, that's a type of sexual act.
Right.
Like, it includes kissing, sometimes...
you totally act like that person's your man.
Right. Well, no, you don't. No? It's the GFE experience is actually a physical experience. It's like I said, it's kissing, usually like French kissing, head without a condom. Like, there's specific things that it includes. Just like the porn star experience is sex, no condom. So raw dog.
Ouch.
Like, all that stuff, all those terms mean things.
No bareback here, please.
Yeah, no. And, my whole opinion is even if you're a single person in a bar and pick up somebody and go home and fuck, you are either trying to give me something or get something. Because I know people, personally, they call them bug chasers, and they're out to get diseases.
Why? What?
That really happens?
It really happens.
Why?
Because everybody's got a weird fucking fetish.
And then simple things like there's a lot of AIDS foundations that allow people with AIDS housing and special funding and special privileges. I mean, there's I could go on and on about all the fucking crazy shit that I know, but like all these things. So I have a really
you have chlamydia, you can get on Social Security.
I really. But I mean, I feel like if you're trying to have sex with me without a condom, then and because I did movies and stuff, everybody's big excuse was, oh well, I see you do it in the movies. Well, okay, but everybody in the movies has been tested that week, and we all know that we're clean. And when the thing is when somebody even in our industry gets it or there's like an outbreak, it's not because they've had sex with somebody in the industry. It's because they've gone out in their little, period between testing and fucked around and caught it from somebody at the bar or the club because they're being irresponsible and then brought it back into the industry. The reason it gets found so quickly is because we're all tested.
Right.
So, but even there's always a risk because there is that interim, that 3-week period that you can go out and fuck around, and then sometimes it doesn't show up,
Right away.
within your 30-day, time frame. So, I mean, shit happens, but it's because people are irresponsible and, don't know how to fucking wrap it up.
Right.
Right.
So, no glove, no love.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, if I could have worn a body condom, because I also have a germ thing, so, and don't ask me, people ask me all the time how I can have, like, a germ issue and do what I do.
I'm trying to.
But I'm telling you, there was no fluid.
Nerves of steel.
Like,
Nerves of steel.
I carried around a gallon-sized bag of condoms for, like, the last decade. I was like, if anybody needed a condom, you come to me. Like, I have condoms, I'm good. Like,
I literally have a closet full of them right now.
yeah, and I'm getting ready to, get rid of my bag
I'll
if
take
anybody
some.
else needs
I'll
it.
take
And I have, like, 5,000 packets of lube if anybody's interested.
Your former
We'll
business
take it
partner
for
gave
you.
us a case of lube.
Right, and I have, like, 20 cases. So,
Yeah, we'll take whatever you got.
Yeah.
Because we believe in safe sex, and that's what we
Right.
promote. So
And we
we'll
believe
use
in
it to just promote
lubricated
that.
sex.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
yeah,
always time for
I only
lube.
have a gallon-sized, half-gallon-sized bag of condoms now, but I've passed them out. But I have lube galore, and it will just sit in my garage unless you guys want it. So
Okay.
have
Take it, especially if
We'll
it's that
take
spunk
it.
stuff.
No, it's wet.
Wet is good.
But they have a couple new kinds. That's what it was. It's like a hybrid kind and some fancy silicone and some fancy other shit, water-based.
We're gonna have to experience some lube.
Right? Lube
You're
it up,
listening
girls!
to the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City on VegasOnNetRadio.com and streaming a live video at SinCityBounty.com. We'll be right back with the nationwide BBW Club calendar after this.
You guys say
This is Sierra,